I completely understand. I went back to sleep this morning too. It was one of those nights where I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay up late and I'm going to just clean everything that I need to clean. That way I don't have to do anything tomorrow. So that's what I did. Didn't go to bed until like 1:30.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, so I woke up at like 6 o'clock this morning and I was like, I looked at Chandler and I was like, I'm going to have to get a little bit more sleep. So I went back to sleep on the couch this morning. Now I feel better. So sleep is always a good thing.
I totally dozed off. I woke up dreaming about our podcast.
Well,
and it was 1:36.
Better than me. I have weird dreams, and I had a nightmare like laying on the couch. So I woke up and I'm like, because I've been watching and following this story about this lady who lived in this RV park, and there was an RV, and supposedly there was a teenage boy who lived in it, and there was a woman who was, no one knows if she's related to him or not. Anyway, so they moved them to like closer to the like where the washing machine area is, and they noticed this really strange smell coming from the RV. And come to find out, they did a wellness check, and the little boy, he was a teenage boy, but he had mental issues, and he had passed away, and that was what it was. And so I was watching that whenever I'd fallen asleep, and I guess that's just was on my mind. So that's what I had a dream about, and it was very scary.
Yeah,
very scary.
I dreamed about the podcast because I was thinking about it. It was like 12:05 whenever I dozed off, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wake up. I woke up at 1:36 dreaming about it. You do. You think about the things that are on your mind. It was the funniest too. Like I dreamed about it for a good probably 5 minutes. I probably started dreaming about it at 1:30.
Probably.
And
probably subconsciously you were like, I know there was something.
I'm the one.
You're fine. All right. Do you want to kick it off, or do you want me to kick it off?
Let's do it. Let's do it. So episode 4 of Oh Shit, I'm a Mom podcast is we're going to have our first guest next week. And I'm super excited for her.
Me too.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to really like her. She's super fun. But episode 4, Oh Shit, I'm a Mom podcast. We're doing body positivity, all things body. All things body after baby, postpartum. I guess I'll kick it off since I just had I have the 4-month-old coming up. So I'm fresh and raw in this, like,
take it away.
Postpartum. I'm fresh and raw in it. So I think, and okay, so this time I had a lot better of a healing journey with my body postpartum after Charlotte. Like, Charlotte was my first baby, and I told her just like yesterday, I was like, you're my first. Like, you've been through the trenches with me, like all the things. Your brother's gotten a better version of me than you did.
Yes.
I was like, so you're always going to be like my first, my best friend, the right guy. And I was telling her, I was like super proud of her for not being jealous of her brother ever. I was like, it's crazy. And she was like, no, of course not. You told me before he was born, you would always love me. And I was like, yeah, I will always love you. I was like, but you're also my firstborn, and you're just a different side of your mom than him. But like with her, the way I experienced postpartum and my body and self-esteem and stuff, like I didn't really approach it. I didn't acknowledge it. I just lost it. You know what I mean? I was I was out of it. With Jude coming in this time, and with Charlotte, okay, so for the pregnancy of Charlotte, I worked out the full pregnancy, and I did it probably better with her than I was with him because I had a lot better pregnancy with her. Like, I had no symptoms or pains or, it was amazing. But with Jude, I don't know if it was age. I don't know if it was boy, girl being different. You know what I mean? But I had a lot of like body aches the whole pregnancy, a lot of lower pelvic floor soreness and stuff. And I didn't want to move. I didn't want to walk. It hurt. So I kind of slacked out of doing exercise with him, but I still did some yoga. But postpartum, I had more of a game plan. So it was more like that first week or two of just straight cluster feeding. I really didn't do anything with myself. I was to his needs. Yeah. But then after that, by month 1, I was back in a program. I was like back in a schedule. Not a schedule, not really a fixed routine. We talked about this last week. I didn't really have a fixed routine, but I was getting back into one.
Right.
And I didn't even approach one with Charlotte until she was probably almost 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I let her consume my life so much, which has its pros and has its cons.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I think that helps a lot too with the way that I didn't have postpartum anxiety this go round, because
Right.
I got into doing and moving my body and
Mm-hmm.
those endorphins and just releasing through, you know, movement, because you do, and you release a lot of good hormones when you're exercising.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back into, and this time I didn't go into a gym or anything. I was just, I'm at home doing my thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put any crazy pressure on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved my body after him, though. I really did. And
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. Like, I didn't ever look in the mirror and think, wow, you know, you need to lose some weight, Tay. Like, I didn't have
Right.
those thoughts. Some people do.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really acknowledged my body for what it just did for me. And like, just knowing so many friends who have not had healthy pregnancies, or, you know, not gotten to all of that, just knowing that I had him here and like I'm feeding him from my body now, like I just couldn't hate on her. I couldn't
Right.
hate on her.
Right.
And I don't think any woman should. Like, how
Right.
can you hate your body? Like, yeah, it's changed.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried wearing my same clothes there for a hot minute that I wore pre-pregnancy, and they worked when I was pregnant, so I don't know why they didn't work after pregnancy. But I guess because I didn't have that cute little baby bump there maybe anymore, so the tightness just wasn't as cute.
That was it for me. Yes, I understand.
And I'm always trying to say too, though, like, we say how cute the pregnant woman is, but those postpartum bellies are cute too.
Yes.
Like, they just did a lot of work. So
yes,
I don't know, but I did have to go buy a new wardrobe. I had to buy a new wardrobe. So that is my number one advice to anybody who is in pregnancy, gonna be facing postpartum soon, or if you're in the early stages of, hey, this is postpartum, like, chill out for a few weeks, a month. You know, you just birthed a human out of your whole body.
Right.
You gotta heal, do all those things, and get some kind of a juggle of life of what it's going to be. But after that, get out there or get online and just start buying new clothes. Just start buying new clothes, because you're not going to fit into your pre-pregnancy clothes.
No.
It's just not. And then sell all those, because for me, I've never went back into pre-pregnancy. Like, even after like years of being on a fitness plan and on a journey and losing weight, like, I never went back pre-pregnancy what I was before having Charlotte.
Right.
The hips
Right.
are wider. Things just aren't aligned like that anymore. Like, before I had Charlotte, I probably started out like a size 4. After Charlotte, and being like on a strict schedule of working out, you know, as she got older, because she's 5 now. So I had a few years of just kind of getting to work out a little bit more into it, more strenuous. I think I got down to like a size 8 or a size 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, my body just never, even though I still look skinny and stuff, it'll never be pre-pregnancy. But like, now I'm over here rocking these little back handle things I got going on, and I never had those. And I'm just learning how to dress myself differently. Yeah. Dress myself to the point that I feel comfortable and attractive still. And that's just really what I think it takes, is to get out of your head and be like, okay, like, don't hide it. Don't try to hide the flaws to your body. Like, you got to really embrace them and just be like, this is me. This is what I have. I'm not a size 2 anymore. I'm a size 10, but I'm beautiful.
Of course. And I think that's the hardest thing for anybody, mom or not, is just loving yourself the way that you are. You may not be where you want to be at, but you still need to love yourself in every stage of your life. And that's hard. It's super, super hard. And, you know, with us having girls, and then even Jude, you know, he's going to, you know, our kids are going to look at us and how we think of our bodies, and they're going to look at their bodies the same way, you know. So it's really hard to kind of, like you said, get out of your mind and really just love yourself the way that it looks, you know?
Yeah, because like mid-size, small size, whatever you are, I mean, you're different. You're not going to have the same body as anybody else.
Yes.
But I think that's what's so nice. And, you know, pregnancy usually gives you some curves and stuff. And that's what every girl wants. They want curves. So, like, just embrace those curves.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it is. Like, and I found, I really think my body's most attractive whenever I wear like high waist pants and then like a crop style shirt where there's not like a large gap where my belly's showing.
Right.
But you know what I mean? It just all goes like, it's just really about learning what your body is and what is going to enhance it, because every body shape is honestly very attractive. It just is.
Right.
But you know, like shorter girls, I've said it before on some of my social media pages, like shorter girls, they might not want to wear high waist pants like that. It's probably more of a low rise that you would want to go for, but it's just about finding that body fit that is for your body, and you're gonna see yourself in a new way. You're like, dang, look at that body, you know what I mean? Like, but instead of hiding it with a big oversized baggy sweatshirt in the middle of summer or shirt, I love oversized shirts. No, I totally love oversized shirts. There's a way to wear them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just covering yourself where you're like, I don't want anyone to look at me, because it's a difference in like, I'm just wearing a baggy oversized shirt today because that's what I want to rock and it's the vibe, or don't look at me. And I see a lot of women that try to hide themselves. Like, I love your new bangs you got going on.
Thank you.
Something like that. Like just something to take yourself and go instead of like hiding yourself. Show yourself. How to show yourself.
See, and I've always been very, very modest. So it's even a couple of years ago, I think I started, this was a couple of years even before Willow, I started wearing bikinis out in public. Just, you know, I felt more confident about myself, and, you know, so that really helped me. Now I'm just, you know, I'm not where that I want to be at. So I'm not in the mindset of wearing more attractive clothes for my body, because I want to get it to where I want to get it and then get the clothes that I want to, you know, show off. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm wearing this because it's cold in my house.
No, I love it. I was actually craving yesterday. I was like, man, I really just want to wear a sweatshirt. I really love summertime. It's my favorite season, but I was like, man, I really just want to wear a sweatshirt today.
I love a sweatshirt.
I do too.
I love it. I will wear it any day of the year if I can get away with it. But yeah, like, and I know, like for me, I got down to the like smallest I've ever been after I had Natalie. I don't know if it was just everything was so chaotic in that time of my life. I did start going to the gym, and I truly was not eating like I was, you know, I was eating, but I wasn't eating enough. So I dropped down to 137 pounds. Like, I was so small, and it was almost to the point where I looked sick. Yeah. So I had to kind of take a step back and look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, yeah, I'm skinny, but like, I don't look good. Yeah. Like this skinny. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm a big boned girl, because I don't think that I am, but I definitely am not 130 pounds. That's just not for me. Yeah. So it took me a little bit to gain a little bit of weight back, and I stayed around 150 until I met Chandler. Yeah. And then I put on that happy weight. Yeah. I put on happy weight, and I've actually, since I had Willow, I've lost 20 pounds. So I'm feeling better. Getting that weight off has been so good for the knees, the ankles. But yeah, it takes time. And one thing that I wanted to say was, I was reading something, and it said it takes your body it takes it 6 to 8 weeks to get back to kind of feeling like normal. It takes your uterus 6 weeks to shrink back down. And then your body doesn't get back to the way that it kind of was before you had a baby until 2 years after you've had a baby. So that's something. Yes, that's something too. Like, I mean, it takes patience is what you have to have. And I know it's hard for me to have patience. And one of my biggest struggles is having a scale in my bathroom. I've let it go dead, and I'm not going to put another battery in it, because that's one of the things, like, it's just not good for me, because once I step on that scale, and even though I feel smaller, but if the numbers don't say what I want it to say, it makes me feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of just not even bother with it, don't even think about it. And honestly, affirmations and just looking in the mirror and telling yourself, what you want to be and how you want to feel has helped me out tremendously. And I know that sounds a little weird, but I want to say that Megan Trainor was talking about it, and she was like, you just have to get in the mirror and you just got to tell yourself that you look beautiful, that you look good. And so I've really been trying to do that, and it's worked. I feel a lot better about myself now than what I did even a couple of months ago.
It does.
So, yes.
Girl, if you think I haven't been in my Post-it note stage, you were wrong. If I took you in my bedroom, I still got Post-it notes that have been there for the past 3 years. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And I tell people all the time, if they like want to give me a compliment about how pretty I am or something, I'm like, so are you. Like, we all are. You just have to make time for yourself so that you can be your best. You have to find yourself after being a mom, or even before being a mom. Like, it took me time to find myself. You know what I mean? Like, when I went through my divorce, I found myself. And I told myself then I would never let myself go. Never let myself go. I found myself, and I wasn't letting go of myself. And I'm holding true to that. I'm holding myself to that. But Post-it notes. And that's exactly what I tell people too. I'm like, put on there before your brain, because when you wake up, the devil is who it is. He's going to try to tell you that you're ugly, you're worthless, you're fat, you're all these things. Put that Post-it note. Take your eyes to that Post-it note and redirect your thoughts.
Yes, especially when you're going down the right path. And like you said, the devil has a good way of making you think something that is not true. So, I mean, there's a lot of people who look in the mirror and think that they're fat, but they're actually not. And that's so sad to me, because like, it's just so crazy to me how your mind can think something that's not true. And I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with. And I wish that it was talked about more, because, we all have stretch marks in places. I've had stretch marks even before I had Natalie. I remember we went on a field trip to Wild River Country when it was still open. I don't know. Were you in choir? Did you go on that trip?
Was it senior year?
No, it was back when we were in junior high.
I don't remember going to Wildwood Country, but you know my story. In junior high, I was a little lost child. I was somewhere else. I was trying to hang out with the older kids, and my interests were places they should not have been.
I understand that too. It's just like, I remember even then, like, I had stretch marks on my sides, and I was so self-conscious about it, because obviously no one else around me did, because we were children, and I hadn't had kids, and I thought you had to have kids to have stretch marks. Like, that's what my thought process was, But no, I've always had I just don't have good skin, I guess. But learning how to embrace your stretch marks, I think, is the hardest thing for me, because it's just, I don't know, they're in the weirdest places. Luckily, like, I didn't get a whole bunch from having Natalie, and I got majority of the ones I have on my stomach from having Willow, but they're still not that bad. So that's one of the things that I struggle with daily.
Stretch marks.
Yeah, stretch marks. And I know there are different ways that you can try to, make them like
vitamin E and stuff.
Right. But they're never going to go away fully.
No.
So you have to embrace those.
Yeah. And you have to be like, this is like my battle wound.
Yes.
From growing a live human inside of me.
Yes.
And I relate. I had stretch marks as a kid. And you're a little shorter than me, like maybe a few inches, like 5. Are you like 5'5", maybe 5'6"?
Yeah, I'm 5'5".
Like that. Yeah, I'm 5'7". And that's what, we're not like tall girls, but like 5'5", 5'7" for a girl is like kind of, taller.
Yeah, it's on the taller side.
Compared to some of our other classmates that we stood over them.
Yes.
I think that has a lot to do with it too, because our bodies kind of like just grew one day, and it was like I was chunky. I remember there was a point in my life whenever I was a chunky girl, like in 4th grade. And I wasn't super tall yet in 4th grade either. But then like 7th grade come, and I like shot up, and then I had boobs out of nowhere. And they were like bigger boobs than a 7th grader or 5th grader. It might have even been when I got my boobs. It was like crazy. I was wearing like my mom's bras until I could get some. And then I had inner side stretch marks. Like it was in the hips, like you were saying, on my like love handles area.
Yeah.
I think it's because of our height though.
I do too.
And I hate it because like kids really suck sometimes. And I kind of had a feeling we were going to go into this, and this is where I kind of get shyer for if people can see like our close network. It sucks sometimes. Kids suck, and that's something I want to shield my daughter from.
Right.
I want to shield her from people so bad. Like, if I can protect her from the world of what boys will say to you whenever you're growing up, and how crappy kids can be sometimes, and just make her not be that crappy kid. You know what I mean? It's so important for her to not be that crappy kid.
Right.
Everybody's different. Everybody is different.
Right.
And
well, and there are so many different parents who parent differently, and I can tell you that it starts young. Natalie dealt with some bullying this year, and it was just as simple as one of the little girls in her class saying that she didn't like the color of her bow. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And Natalie's very soft-hearted, so whenever someone says something like that to her, you know, she takes it to heart, and it hurts her feelings. So you just have to make them be better than that. And let them know that that's not okay to say. And if they say something like that to you, just turn around and give them a compliment and walk away. And you don't even have to say anything.
Yes, and I just want to give Charlotte, so I want to pour into her to make her so confident that if that kid says that to her, it's not going to faze her. You know what I mean? You're just going to go, okay, like,
you worry about that.
Like, I just want her to know, like, okay, obviously somebody diminished their dreams or their want. You know what I mean? Like in that aspect, and they wanted to come back and they wanted to diminish somebody else in that way. Because she did kind of experience that this year too. One of her little classmates that were boys said something to her because she was going through a stage where she wanted to wear like all black, and Charlotte is like her mama. She loves waking up and putting an outfit together. It's our like highlight of our day. We love it. So I let her do that. I let her pick her clothes for school. I let her pick her clothes for each day. I will correct if I need to, you know what I mean? I'll make some adjustments if I need to, but usually she does a pretty stinking good job for a 5-year-old kid. And she was wearing all black, and I guess he said something about it, like, I don't remember the exact wordage that he said, but it was something directed to like, why are you wearing all black? You know what I mean? And she was like, because I like it. And then she came home and told me about it. So I knew it bothered her to some extent because she came home and had to tell me about it. She didn't just forget about it. But it's like, I guess we need to teach our kids, like, you get to have your opinions and everything, but if you don't like something that somebody else is doing or wearing, then just like direct yourself the other way. You know?
Don't comment. Don't comment on it. There is nothing wrong with not saying how you feel about something. You know what I'm saying? Unless they ask you, hey, do you like my shirt? Then you're like, oh, you know, it's not for me. But if you like it, that's all that matters.
Make you feel good. Yeah, like does it make you feel good? Like that's what matters. Let me go grab things real quick and come back. Made a match mama today because I had pink and stuff going on.
Hi.
He's like, we were having nap time.
He is so cute.
He's here for the party.
Hi, buddy. What are you doing?
But you know, men have body. Was I loud? Did I startle you? I'm sorry. Men have body issues too, though, and I think that's something that we overlook as women sometimes. Sometimes we overlook the guys.
Yeah, I mean, there have been times. I mean, I'm sure they get bullied too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he'd be okay with me talking about it, but Chandler, he got bullied at work a couple of times. There was one guy. Luckily, he's not there anymore. But there was one guy who would constantly call him fat or put him down for his weight, and I'm like, first of all, who are you to say something about it?
Right.
You don't pay his bills and you're not with him, and you know what I'm saying? So, like, why do you feel the need to comment on it other than just to be mean? Like, there is no reason for it. No reason. So
crazy. We're adults.
Yes. Like, and that was someone who was over him. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was like uncalled for, unprofessional. Like I said, he doesn't have to deal with that anymore, and I'm very, very thankful that he doesn't. But yeah, men go through the same things that we do.
They
do.
A little less. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't think we acknowledge it at all because women's bodies are so judged, and we just get lost in that because we are heavily judged. But they are judged too. They're like, you're supposed to have a six pack, or you're supposed to have these big muscles, and it's like, you know, I mean, let's just be realistic. People have lives. People are doing things. Like, I don't
Well,
I'm a BBL looking, you know what I mean? So people, I don't know.
I don't find that attractive in a man, and that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people do, but I don't think six packs and big muscles are attractive. That's just not me. I just, I like my guy a little squishy, and
I do too, girl.
yeah. So I mean, like, it's just, we live in a world now where I think everybody thinks their opinion is God's word, and that is just not true. Even me sitting here talking right now, people are not going to agree with what I say, and I don't care. It's just my opinion. You don't have to like what I say, but I just try to be nice, and I also try to be open-minded too. It's just, I don't know, just people are mean. People are very mean nowadays.
They are. I like mine a little fluffy too. I totally get it. But I mean, I would be a liar to say like Channing Tatum. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
see, I don't think that's
muscles. Like,
I don't.
But I wouldn't want it to come home to every day.
Right.
Like, it's totally different, like having, and people, that's a whole nother thing where people think you can't look. Like, I don't think you should look at other people like that, where you would actually do things. But like, what I'm saying, like like there's famous people, and you have eyes only for your partner that you would actually do something lustfully with. But
well, there's no problem. Well, there's no problem with saying like, oh yeah, he's handsome. Yeah. And oh, he's hot. There's two different ways to say stuff like that. And some people are okay with that, and they're whatever, and you say whatever you want. But I don't know, with being with Chandler, like, I don't find any other man attractive anymore. And it's very weird too, because I'll look back, like I was watching the new movie with Zac Efron in it on Netflix, and I was just kind of looking at him, and I was like,
what was the hype about 10 years ago?
I don't feel it. I even look back at High School Musical, and I'm like, he's just not attractive to me anymore.
LOL. No, I get it. I do. I mean, I think I might think like famous guys, like, oh, it's a nice looking guy. You know what I mean? And like, I'm sure John sees a pretty girl and he's like, oh, she's a pretty looking girl or whatever. But like whenever I was in my past marriage, I guess this is how I know the difference in like a wrong relationship and a right relationship too, because I would like fantasize about like a relationship with other people, like how good would it be, or you know what I mean, because I wasn't fully happy or receiving and I don't want to bash my ex either, because we do get along now, we're friends and everything, but that's just what it is. Like, I just didn't feel, I don't know, because now I don't feel that whenever I see someone else.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It is, you see the difference, and being with somebody who loves you and you love them just fully and equally is so different. It makes you feel better. I don't know, being with Chandler, like, he's made me feel better about myself. He has given me the confidence that I've never ever had. And that is such a breath of fresh air, especially after having a baby. Most of the time, the dads are in the room with you, so they see all of that. They see you at your absolute worst. And especially if they live with you, they're going to continue to see you at your absolute worst. So if you have a support system that's, a good support system, it's so different than whenever you don't.
It is
so different.
It is. And I was going to say that kind of plays into the body image topic that we're on, because this go round, like both of us being in a different relationship and with somebody who just makes you feel so seen, and like you're the prettiest person ever, and you're even prettier now that you birthed my child. You know what I mean? Like, it is a difference. It does help you too with the healing and looking at yourself a little bit lighter, because if they can look at you that way, why wouldn't you be able to look at yourself that way? You deserve it.
Right.
And it does start with what you're hearing.
Yeah, it's all, and I feel like a lot of it too is your mindset. If you tell a cat they're a dog every day of its life, it's going to think it's a dog. So if you sit there and tell yourself that you're ugly and you're fat and you whatever, you're going to think that about yourself. But if you sit there and tell yourself, like, I can do this, I've got this, I can, get up and go for a walk, and I can, look at myself in the mirror, and not see, what I did a couple of months ago. I mean, a little bit goes a long way.
Long
And
way.
that's what a lot of people I think don't know too, is that, you know, it's a lot in your mind, a lot in your mind.
It is.
And like we talked about a while ago, putting sticky notes everywhere, you know, setting a reminder on your phone to just go and sit by yourself and tell yourself how beautiful you are. Like, I think that helps a lot.
It does.
It does.
I agree. And like how you said about the scale, having the scale. I do not have a scale in this house, girl. I have not had a scale, have not owned one in a hot minute in my life, because I think there needs to be a difference when people are like, oh, I want to lose weight, and oh, I need to lose weight.
Yes.
It's like, do you need to lose weight, or are you saying you need to because you feel like, oh, I'm 150, like for me, okay, so like whenever I started out pre-pregnancy, I was 135 pounds. Okay. Whenever I had Jude dude here, I was like 170, girl. I gained so much weight with him. And I did not do that with Charlotte. I gained like 15 pounds max the whole pregnancy, all the way to 9 months with her. So my body changed a lot. And I could have been like, oh, I need to lose weight because I need to get it back down to 135. That's my comfort weight. And everybody does have their comfort weight. You know, 137 for you doesn't work.
Right.
For me, I do feel most comfortable at that weight. But I'm learning how to embrace my body at 150 now. I'm probably 150, 155, maybe. I don't know, because I haven't been weighed ever since I've had him, pretty much, when I went back from checkup. I think I was still 160 then.
Girl, it doesn't matter. You look good.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. And I feel healthy. And I think that's what matters. It's like, do I feel healthy at this point in my life? Or do I need to lose weight so I can be more healthy? Because your kids deserve to have a healthy parent.
Right, exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and one thing that I have written down in my notes, wearing and finding a swimsuit that makes you feel comfortable, but also lets you show off a little bit of skin too. Like, don't feel like you have to cover up yourself, no matter what your weight says, and no matter, you know, how you feel. I promise you, if you go like here, if you go to the lake at Heber, no one cares. No one cares. And most importantly, your kids are not going to care. What they're going to care about is that you are there being present with them. And you don't want to do that in a big baggy sweatshirt and yoga pants. You know what I'm saying?
You know how many people do that though?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I saw a lady, she came to the splash pad whenever we were there, and she was wearing like full on like pants. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'd be so hot out here. Like, but it's this cruel world that we live in that thinks that we have to cover our bodies and we can't show, you know, it's just so sad. You know, for me, I've always had an issue with the under part of like my armpits being too bulky, or like this underneath part right here. It's not really my stomach really that I have a problem with. So wearing tank tops is intimidating for me. I have to find the right one that makes me feel comfortable. And I finally was just like, you know what? I don't care. You know, it's something that I can't change about myself right now. And I would rather be comfortable than to be sweating. And that's just it. Like, your kids don't care what you look like. They're just going to care that you're there with them. And why not be comfortable? You know, get out of your head. Once you get in the water, no one can see you anyway.
I'm telling you, that's why I dress for every day is like a day. Like, every day should be your runway. And I think everyone should dress that way. Every day, wake up and get yourself prepared to have the confidence of your life, because that's what you deserve. And your kids deserve to be that way. If I'm going to the swim place, like whatever, like I'm dressing like I'm out in LA. I promise you I am. Like, I'm going all out, because if anybody gives me a side eye, like, it's because they wish that they were dressing like this. You know what I'm just I'm going to amp myself up.
Well, like, and I got to the point where like, I just tell myself, I don't care what anybody thinks about me.
Nothing.
I do not care. I'm going to wear the tank top and I'm going to wear the short shorts. I ended up going to Walmart a couple of weeks ago and just bought some of those little like cheap cloth shorts just to kind of wear, because they're light and they're comfortable. I love them. Wearing them right now. I love them. And yeah, they're a little short, and no, I don't care. that day that we met up for the first time at the splash pad, I was wearing the bicycle shorts. I got a horrible tan line, and I cannot for the life of me get rid of it. So wearing these shorts, like, you can see it. So I think it's so funny whenever I look down and see it. There's just white lines.
And that's
like,
what I love so much though about millennial moms, is because we don't dress in this little box.
No.
That like, this is how people say I should dress because now I'm a mom. Like, pish posh, get out of here. Like, I'm gonna wear a crop top, I'm gonna wear some short shorts, yes. I'm gonna wear whatever I want to wear.
Yes.
Whatever.
Wear what you want to wear. And if you don't think that you can wear it, then try to find a style that you can wear it with. Like, I'm not a crop top girly. I just, that's just not my style. Now, I have a couple of them that I want to get small enough to fit back into. So I've kept them so I can try to, you know, I don't have a very good variety. I won't say I don't have a good variety. What is the word for it? I'm just not very bold with my wardrobe choices. And that's something that I want to get out of. So I do have them, and I'm waiting for that perfect moment to be able to put it on and feel confident and comfortable in it. Mm-hmm. But it's right now, I don't know. I'm a heavily chested gal. So it's hard for me to find stuff that I feel comfortable in because, I mean, I've got big old tatas. I can't help it. Oh.
Chess. Can you hear me?
I can now. You cut out though.
Yeah, I had a phone call come through and it muted me. I tried, but I think it kind of lagged to.
You're fine.
Mute back in. But that's where breastfeeding comes. You know, like, you just get bigger chest from it. Mm-hmm. I would tell you, just buy a bigger size of a crop top, and like maybe where it's not like super short. You know, like like a mid-length. Oh my gosh, that boy just pulled my phone down. Did you see that?
He said, "Not today, Mom."
He grabbed my daughter.
Oh, just wait a year from now. He'll be pulling everything. Willow and Chandler was drinking a root beer a while ago, and she had pulled it down off the table and was sitting there drinking it, had it all down her shirt. And I was like, okay, well, I'm glad you like that. I'm glad you like it.
Oh, at least root beer are caffeine free.
That is very true. We try to get stuff that's caffeine free just because, and I have my coffee in the mornings, and I don't know.
Mama's
Coke and stuff just doesn't do what?
Mamas need coffee. That's different.
It's like a must. It's definitely a must.
The kids, on the other hand, they don't need anything. They need to sit down with some water.
Get you some water. Let me get you a little lemon juice in there.
Right.
Oh, I also wanted to point out, like, bloating is absolutely normal. And I feel like that's not something that is talked about either. Like, every time you eat, as a woman, as a man, I don't care who you are, the food that they are giving us now, it will bloat you every time. Unless you're just like super clean eating. But even if you drink a bottle of water, you're still going to have that little bit of a bloat. Like, it's okay to have a bloat. It's okay. Mm-hmm. And what was the other thing? I just looked. Another thing I think too is, and this is something that is so easy. If you feel like you just need something new, or you feel down about yourself, put on makeup, paint your nails, give yourself an at-home pedicure, manicure, you know, cut your bangs, make sure that you don't cut them too short, watch a couple of videos before you do it. And, I mean, go to Sally's and don't go crazy and melt all of your hair off like I did a couple years ago. But I mean, even a strip in your hair that's a different color makes you feel a lot better about yourself. And it's something that isn't too expensive. And I don't know, there's just little things that you can do to make yourself feel better. Even just put some mascara and some lipstick on. It makes you feel 100%. So much better. It makes you feel so much better.
Endorphins.
Yeah.
Colors.
Yes.
Put some colors on. Put some pink on. It brings endorphins. Yellow. All the things. Talking about bathing suits. This year, I had to get a new bathing suit. I had a one from last year, and I figured it was going to work for me because it was a one piece. But it's a size medium, and I am a standard size large right now in everything. No question about it. Standard size large. So I tried wearing that swimsuit in the beginning of the summer, because I didn't know, until I tried it on. I still did it a few times after that because I have a 6-year-old, almost 6-year-old, might as well call her 6 now, but she's 5 still. She wants to go swimming all the time. So I tried it, and then I got to where I was like, I'm not going to go swimming. And that's what I kept telling her. She's like, why? And I'm like, I just don't really like my swimsuit. Like, it's just a little too tight.
Yeah.
Like, it fits differently. It rides up more because it was already kind of like a medium coverage. Like, it wasn't super full coverage, but it wasn't like little cut. It wasn't like a bikini line either, or thong line, whatever they call them. It had a little coverage, but it just had less coverage.
Yeah.
And like I was popping out up here and I was popping down there, I felt like, and I just didn't feel confident. And it was a one piece. And so finally I had the extra money to go and get me a bathing suit. And I thought I was going to get another one piece, girl, because I just had a baby, right? Who wouldn't get a one piece? I got a 2-piece. Yeah. I got a bikini. Yes. And it's like a low rise because like I get this vision in my head, and like probably a lot of people do. You kind of get a vision about what you're wanting to wear or what you think would look good on yourself because you know your body best.
Right.
And for some reason, this like yellow bikini, I'm like, I have these new found curves, little extra curvage on my hips and stuff. I'm like, I don't think a high-waisted bottom is going to serve me that much purpose because it's high-waisted, which means the thigh area is high-waisted.
Right.
So then my little bit of pudge right there would kind of be sticking out more, and then I really wanted it to. You know what I mean? But we're going to work against this. I was like, I think a low-rise bikini would work for me. I got it. I loved it.
It looked good on you too. It did. It looked so good.
I have my back flab back here and everything. I don't care. It's still, I feel so good in it. I feel comfortable, and I've been swimming in it ever since then.
Good.
And that's what I shared it on social media. I'm like, let this be your sign. Postpartum bodies, like, you're beautiful and you should wear the stinking bikini if you want to. I mean, if you want to do a one piece, that's totally fine too. Just get you a new one. You know what I mean? After baby.
Right.
Get something that makes you feel good.
Yes.
I've been doing more with my hair. I braided all of this hair, girl, and I have a lot of hair.
It looks good.
Every little piece, I braided it just like how you did me with your bangs. I was like, I want to do more things that like give me more wear in between wash days because I have a newborn. I mean, he's pretty much a newborn, whatever, 3 months, 3-month-old baby, and I don't want to necessarily have to wash my hair every Monday.
Exactly.
That was like my routine before. But it takes me a hot minute to wash my hair. So I've noticed if I braid it, I get at least, honestly, I can get 2 to 3 weeks for a hair wash. And that's okay. That's a win for me. That's a plus. Like, I'm washing everything else in between those weeks, guys. But, the hair can wait.
Yes.
And I can get more style out of it. So I did all of this with a baby wrapped to me. I was baby wearing this child.
How long did it
braid
take?
my hair? And he was sleeping. And his dad came in there and he's like, I know your back has to be hurting. My back, my neck, everything was stiff for like, I think I just got over today and I did this Monday night. Like,
how long did it take you?
Oh, girl, it really didn't take me that long. It took me less time than it would have taken me to straighten and blow dry my hair or blow dry and straighten it.
Well, that's good.
Less time, it took me probably an hour and a half.
Cute.
Thank you.
Yeah,
probably an hour and a half. It was a lot of work. My back died. My neck died. But it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
It was totally worth it. It's a new style. It's something I've never done before. And it's just those little things. Like, you hear so much. Like, I don't know, I've heard it on TikTok. That's where I've heard it recently. People are like, I just got a new hairdo, like, I'm ready to go out to the store. I'm ready to be seen. Like, do those things to yourself. Like you said, putting lipstick on. Like, get yourself nice. Change your hair. Put a hair.
And it doesn't have to be for anybody but yourself. Like, whatever makes you feel good. Don't have the mindset of, oh, is this person gonna like me if I don't have that mindset? Because if you have that mindset, you're never gonna make yourself happy. And that's the biggest thing, is that the stuff that you do for yourself has to be for yourself. And you have to make yourself happy before you can venture out to anybody else, because if you're not there, you'll never get there. And that's one thing that I've learned too. I spent so long trying to make someone else happy that it was hard for me to find myself. And now it's still kind of hard sometimes, just because I still have those moments where I'm like, oh, I just don't feel so great about myself. But I definitely feel a lot better now about myself than what I did. And it just, I don't know. I guess it goes back to, what we were saying a while ago about mindset. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
you have to put that in your mind. Like, you have to do it for yourself.
You
You
do
cannot do it
too.
for anybody else.
You have to love yourself before anyone else can. Because
Right.
if you don't love yourself, no one else
Exactly.
is going to be able to truly love you. You're just going to give off negative, nasty vibes, you know? Because
Yes.
you're going to be negative about yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be negative about other people too. Like, once you truly love and embrace yourself, you're going to be able to appreciate other people and their beauties
Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to bring others down with you.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
you're going to make people feel better.
Yeah.
And you're stuck with yourself. So you might as well learn to love yourself. I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyone else can leave you out there in life, but you are stuck with yourself until the end of the days. So
Yeah. And I think that, reaching out to other moms who you either have similar journeys that you're going through, or even someone who's going on a completely different journey, and in talking to them about, how they feel about themselves, and, they might have some tips and tricks to kind of help you feel better about yourself too. And I think reaching out to other people, because there for a while, like, I just was a loner. Like, I had friends-ish, but like not close friends. And, reaching out, I downloaded Facebook again, and I think just kind of engaging with people. Hi.
he's distracting, isn't he?
Yes. It's okay though. It's a good distraction. But engaging with people, and I've started posting more on TikTok too, and just that alone, I think, has helped me out just here in the last couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving TikTok, Caitlin. I'm so glad you
Yes.
started TikTok is amazing right now, guys.
Yes.
It is raw, it is
Popping
real.
off.
It is a way to build community and connection, and that's what I've said so many times. Is like, moms want friends. We want friends. We don't want to be alone.
Right.
And motherhood is a lonely period of time,
It
but
is.
you don't really always want to get out, and then you want people to come to your house,
Mhm.
but then like they want you to secretly come to their house because they really don't want to get out either.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so I think social media is a great way to get friends.
Yes.
And not have that pressure behind having to go to one another's house or do this or that because one can't afford it, or
Right.
whatever, that pressure. Like, you can just get on the phone and give your kids some toys, or they can talk to their kids, and you can just have some mom friends. Like, it's amazing. Social media can be, if she's used for the good. There's a nasty side of social media too, but
for sure, you just got to kind of put that aside. You can't really. I know I have some that pop up on my page on TikTok, and I just have to keep scrolling because people are just so nasty.
They are.
And I've really noticed, like, even looking at comments, I didn't know this, but they filter TikTok filters comments, so it's geared to what they think that you want to see. So if I get on there and I'm looking at comments and they're bad comments, like, I'll immediately get off, because I'm not here to like bash anybody or tell anybody else how to live, when I'm working on that just for myself. Like, that's not my place. So I really, really try to take a lot of negativity out of my life. And being on social media, it's hard to do that, but you can do that. You don't have to sit there and read whatever, and you don't have to. It's not a thing that you have to do.
And it's just like, we want like we were saying, we want our kids to know, like, if someone tells you something about yourself and wants you to feel a certain way about yourself, because if somebody comes at you on social media and says something nasty about you, you just have to choose to be like, okay, this person is in a really sad place in life right now. They're really down. Because like we said, if you learn to love yourself, you won't judge people that way, that nasty way. That's what they're just not loving themselves right. And so you just have to pray for that person and just like distance. Don't give into it or feed into it for even a second, because it's not even near true. I did want to backtrack on to how we were saying about how you said, like, do something for yourself, but like, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive, but I do think that mothers should get more used to sometimes, when it's in your budget, go spoil yourself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Go to the hair salon, go to the nail salon. Like, we give up so much as mothers. I think that if you have it in your budget, every once in a while, it's never a bad thing.
And also, it's okay to have a break from your kids. I honestly think that that's a must. And as much as, you know, you don't want to, and I feel sorry for the moms who just do not have anybody that they trust to leave their kids with. But even then, like, even just for 30 minutes, even just go into the bathroom. And I was talking to my sister-in-law the other day. She was like, I was able to, you know, take a shower because she has 2 kids and then she's pregnant again. She was like, I was able to take a shower. And I was like, yeah, like, you should be able to go take a shower. And, you know, they don't live here in the US. So they are very limited on the amount of people that they do have to watch their kids. And that's super, super hard, because having a break, sorry, I'm trying not to play with my bangs too much, but they're getting on my nerves. But having that space for just yourself, I think, is very, very needed whenever it comes to being a mom. It helps you sit back and kind of recharge and ground yourself, and then just take a deep breath and get back out there and do it all over again, you know?
It does. And it's harder though. Like, I get what you're saying, and I'm the worst about it though. Like, I'm like, I don't need a break from my kids. Like, I need a break from everything else in life, like the house chores and all that.
Right.
But like, I get a break from Charlotte every other week, and I miss the heck out of her. You know what I mean?
I know. I do the same with Natalie. So
I don't feel like I need any extra break from her. I'm like, we get plenty of time apart. But like, dude, it's hard to leave a baby when you're exclusively breastfeeding. Obviously.
It is.
It's a little harder. But, you know, I don't believe in the cried out method, but I will put him down, and like, he might cry for a second. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just running to his needs. Like, if I know his needs are met, like, he's been fed and changed, he's just crying because he wants to be picked up, that's totally fine and totally acceptable. And mama will be there to soothe you. But like, if I need to get a shower, I'm gonna get a shower, because I solo parent a lot. You know what I mean? So like, I'm gonna put you in a safe place. And yeah, and I think that moms have to get by that too. Like, we want to nurture, we want to tend for our kids. We don't want to hear them cry like that. And
I don't like the cry out method either.
No.
It makes me so sad.
That's
like,
what I want to be careful about the way I'm saying that. I don't like the cried out method, especially not for a 4-month-old or a 3-month-old or anything like that. But I do think that sometimes you might have to put yourself first and put your feet down, and they might fuss. They might fuss. Maybe I should say
a happy medium for sure.
Like, let him like talk a little bit, you know, like, he's loud talking, and like he screams, and he'll do that, and then he'll sometimes fall asleep doing it, and I'm like getting out of the shower expecting him to be upset. He's just sleeping, he's snoozing.
Well, like I've said before, Willow, she will lay and toss and turn. She'll be like this in her bed, and by the time she's done, her head will be at the complete opposite side. Like, she tosses and turns and wears herself out before she settles down to go to sleep. But luckily she's not too loud when she's laying down. Now when she wakes up, you're gonna know she's awake. she's not very quiet when it comes to that, but she's gotten a lot better about just laying down and just going to sleep for the most part.
That's good. Jude, we do feed to sleep a lot, so that's what he'll get fussy. He'll get fussy when he wants a nap, because he's like, I really want to go to sleep, and I want you to sit here and lay here, woman.
Oh yeah, yes. And that gets better too. Willow was like that as well. And then I think about 6 months is when she started kind of straying away from that a little bit, and it just got better and better as time went on. But every baby's different, and every mom's different, and so whatever just works best for you works best for you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's what we definitely don't try to act like we have it all together or know really anything.
Yeah,
we're just trying our best.
Yes, we are.
And we just want to relate and let people know that, like, it's okay. Your best is okay. And we all have different opinions in different ways.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it great.
My opinion is not 100% correct.
Nope.
Any of the time.
I hope it helps somebody.
Yeah, me too.
That's what we want to share it. We want to help if it gives you an idea, or if it just makes you feel more normal.
Yes,
really,
absolutely.
That's my only thing. I just want to make you feel more normal.
Right. Exactly. Just know that we don't have our shit together either.
Highly probably do not recommend half the things I've done in my life.
Right.
But, you know, It got me this far, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
at least I'm doing something right. We've
Yeah.
kept these two alive for, as long as we have. So, I mean,
Girl.
there's something that's going right.
It's hard work keeping a kid alive.
It is.
I remember the first time with Charlotte, whenever her dad went back to work, I was like, you're leaving me with a baby? Like, you think I can keep her alive by myself? Like, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
And here she is, 5 years old.
Exactly. You just got to do it. And even if you don't think you're doing something right, you probably are. It's just, I think moms are so hard on themselves, harder than what we need to be all the time. And it's okay to give yourself a little bit of grace and a little bit of, just be easy on yourself.
Yes.
Being a mom is not easy. Being a dad is not easy. And nobody has a rule book. We're just all trying to do the best.
Yeah. And that's what I tell my nieces all the time, because like I haven't really had to have the talk with Charlotte because she's 5, but my nieces 14 and 10, and they have a lot of judgments on the way their mom's done things or lived her life or whatever, the things they've been through, stuff like that. And I'm like, you have to remember and give your mom grace that this is also her first time at life. This is her first time in life, just like it's your first time in life, and you want grace. Absolutely. So you kind of got to just be like, at least she's here with us, and not every that, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
As long as you don't abandon your kids, you're doing pretty freaking great, in my opinion. I mean, that's, I think, what I have to offer for the day. What about you? You got more?
Yeah, I think that's all I have written down. Other than, I guess, journaling would be something good too to do. And if you don't know what to journal about, there are so many prompts online that you can go and look at. And also, I hate like when people go online and they look up certain people and they're like, oh yeah, I want to look like that. Well, you're not that person, and your body type is probably not the same as that person, and you're probably not gonna ever look like that person, and that's okay too. But yeah,
that's a good one though. That's a real one though, Caitlin, because that's like whatever the hairdresser, you come into her shop,
yes,
like, I want this, and it's like your hair is not even anything normal to like what theirs is. Like I can get you a similar, but it's not gonna be identical.
Curled.
And a similar might not even happen depending on what your hair type is.
And everybody has such a different face shape. Like you have to go off of oh, hold on, you paused. Hold on, I can't hear you. Are you muted? Oh, I can't hear you. I don't know. What happened? I don't know. Do you want to just, I can end it here if you want to. Yeah. Okay, y'all. This is the, episode 4 of Oh Shit, I'm a Mom podcast. And I said it right this time. I said it wrong twice the last time. So I'm going to say it right. I'll say it twice. Oh Shit, I'm a Mom podcast. Y'all go watch us on YouTube if y'all want to. And we will see y'all next time. Bye. Every curve, every edge, every part of me is a brush stroke in the masterpiece of my identity. Thank you for watching this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed it.